I learned that only after you believe in yourself, then other people will believe in you.
Hey, you all, welcome back to another awesome episode of The Necessary Entrepreneur. And the reason why I say another awesome one, they're not all, but today is going to be one, because today I'm thrilled to welcome Anya Cheng, the founder and CEO of Taelor. You're going to find out it's spelled a little bit different and unique. It's a Silicon Valley startup on a mission to take the hassle out of men's style by mixing AI, subscription rental, and human styling. Before this, she built product and marketing teams at companies like Meta, eBay, and Target. So she knows how to scale tech and fashion together. Anya, thanks so much for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Hello. This is Anya from Silicon Valley. I now running company Taelor AI. We use AI to pick clothes for busy men. But the best part is that people think AI cannot wash your clothes. Don't worry. With Taelor AI, you also don't have to do laundry. Before starting a company, I helped build Facebook, Instagram shopping, was the head of product for eBay, helped them launch new business in Latin America, Africa, Asia. Senior director of McDonald's, helped them launch food delivery business when Uber Eats just started, and helped Target to build their tech office in Silicon Valley. I'm excited to share more.
Awesome. So what problem is Taelor solving?
Yeah, so it actually start with my own problem and unfortunately become a menswear business. And so when I was working for Meta, I want to look great. As a female leader there, leading large engineering teams, and I felt imposter syndrome. So I want to look great, but I start trying some subscription boxes like Stitch Fix, for example. All of those boxes, they are great, they style you, but you have to buy. It's not about the money of buying. Is that if you're buying, means you have to make a commitment, means you have to use your brand, right? You receive the box. How many times am I going to wear these clothes? And can I find somewhere a little bit cheaper? How do I pair with this? How do I do the laundry and ironings? And it's a lot of my spaces. So I start renting. I use company like Rent the Runway and Newly, which is a $500 million revenue company since they just started 5 years ago. But company like those, you require me to pick. Like company like Amor, women's rental companies, 20,000, 50,000 garment, pick, spend 2 hours. And it was an aha moment that hit me. Those companies are for people who are into fashion. Why not there's someone for people who like me just want to get ready for the day and be successful? Sales guy, single guy, recruiter, pastor, professor, they want to look good, but they don't care what they wear. They care getting a job, getting a date, close a deal. Why not there's a fashion company for people who hate fashion, just want to look great and want to be more successful? And that's why Taelor was born. So when we say AI, now Taelor can be your fairy godmother.
So what's that look like for me? I am so boring in how I dress. I wear the same stuff every day. It's not the same shirt, but I have a bunch of the same ones. So
did you do laundry? It's not the same shirt. Are you sure?
I'm positive it's not. I have a bunch of the same ones. I do. And same thing with jeans and same thing with shoes. But every once in a while, what I notice when I put on something new and show up to an event, everybody really says, "Wow, you went shopping." So you could help somebody like me do this more often.
That's right. Last week I was in a conference and the keynote speaker after me is like, "Oh my God, I need Anya service. Now if you add me on LinkedIn, you won't miss it because I'm wearing the same jacket that I took LinkedIn photo 15 years ago." So yes, like for people like you, busy guy who are not into fashion, but want to look presentable for your TED Talk, for your speech, for your show, or just single guy who for their date nights. And Taelor is their fairy godmother. We use AI to pick clothes, just like those celebrities, Hollywood's personal stylist. So you fill out a simple style quiz. We ask you a high-end way, which we don't always use because somehow guys always think they are taller and thinner. So they're putting wrong information, but we will validate that. We ask you to go to your closet, pick your favorite outfits. Then you come out and say, "I'm sure it's not size small." Wait, I have been wearing extra large for how long? So we ask you other things to validate it. We ask you a fit issue. I usually sleeve is too long for on me, pants too tight. And we show you some picture you like, dislike. And you also upload something to tell us like your preference. Or most importantly, we ask about your goal. You want to get a deal, get a job, you want to stand out, you want to fit in, you want to look younger or more mature, more professional, whatever the best image that you want to present.
I want
And
all of
from
those.
there,
I want all of
yeah,
them.
yeah, great. Then, like number one, guess what's the number one keyword when we ask people what impression you want to leave behind? Number one,
Well, don't
clean.
put me on the spot. The number one I want to leave behind for a guy, I don't know. I want to say something that makes everyone look good. I want to say they want to look smart, but I know that's not going to be it.
Number one answer is clean. I want to look clean. Yes, number one answer is actually clean. They want
Take
to
a
look
shower.
clean.
You got to remind them to take a shower too.
But that's really important because if you go on dating site, you know what woman's number one keyword when they want to look for guy looks clean and put together. That's it. Most of our customers are not even wanting fashionable. They don't want to be on a runway. They just want to go on a date night or a business meeting. People look at them and feel they are dressed the part. They are dressed like they already got a deal. So after that, we send people real clothes. Because just like a full AI, you can see amazing food generated, but if you cannot eat it, what's the point? So we send people real clothes. You get 5 or 7 items by paying less than $100 per month. Then you get real clothes showed up at your door, and it's already mix and match to be perfect outfit based on your upcoming schedule. You remember, like I think some Fortune 500 guy, he say he has a service that every morning he got a pack bag of clothes and you just wear that clothes. It's like that, but not every day. You just got it like twice a month or something, and you wear whole weeks. Once you're done, you either buy the clothes or you don't. You don't know commitment at all. You return the dirty clothes, put into prepaid envelope. You go home without doing any laundry, and next few days, a new clothes has arrived. No more shopping or laundry.
Whose job is it to open the dirty clothes when they come back, though?
We do have warehouse worker do that today, but soon the AI robotics will be doing that.
The whole company. It sounds like a new company. I heard someone say the other day, one of the tech entrepreneurs, the billionaires already, said that we're now coming into a generation where one person is going to start a company and they're going to be the only employee, and it's going to be worth $1 billion. Because you're going to have a bunch of robots. That's what Anya's going to have. She's going to have a lot of robots. How often have you seen? When did the business launch?
We launched it less than 2.5 years ago. We now have been working with 300 fashion brands in the US and also globally. We now partner with 7 dating sites, including Coffee Meets Bagel and other matchmaking company. We partner with executive coaching company, fitness center, schools. We sell corporate deal to holidays gift. So company, what's the best gift? Time. Your employee all need time. They all want, and what's the best gift for your sales team? Dress up so then they close more deal and more money for the company. And so we partner with women's rental company like Amore, Rent the Runway, and then we offer for the corporate deal. And it's also for company to support sustainability. Today, 30% of clothes go directly from factory to landfill, generating 10% of carbon emissions, 20% of polluted water. So fashion is the most polluted industry in the world, not one of the most polluted industry in the world. So instead of burning those brand new inventory, we use AI with platform to find the new outlets. And also brands send us new upcoming collection that they plan to launch next year because they want to test out on the platform. So our customer, on the one hand, they can help on sustainability. On the other hand, they get those upcoming collection that's going to be trending next year.
How often in those 2.5 years have you seen, what's the trend on what percentage do we keep and buy versus send back?
Oh, a lot. Actually, our customers love to buy. We have to ask them to stop buying. So when we started, we thought no one will buy because in a woman space, woman rental company like newly 500 million revenue, 300,000 customers. Most of their customers don't buy. Why? Women want to wear different things every day. If I'm buying, I have to wear it again. Now it's about not just about the money, but in the men's business, our customer use our service more like try before you buy. Man hates commitment. No problem, we got it. Then you try for a couple of weeks. Then everybody say, Mar, you look amazing. Wow, this is new style. And where people go to conference, they say, I don't know what I should wear to a conference. We say, how about this? We send you a conversation starter. This shirt has these tiny dolphins that everyone will say, wow, that's very interesting. And then you have start a conversation. So it's about the purpose of achieve the goal. So today, 5 items go out, 1 or 2 items get sold. And when it's sold, it's over 50% margin because fashion itself is high margin. But for customer, it's more than 30%, 50% discount because it's pre-owned. Just like your rental car in the airport, even renting one times, it's pre-owned, 50% off, right? So people also get really good price for very like new stuff.
Yeah. How has the evolution of the company? So I think in my brain, I'm wiring like, yes, this is a great service. I'd use this. I wonder what this would look like. It might take a few. Does it take a few times to figure out what the person likes? No.
Yes, times it's better and better. Luckily, number one, guys' clothes are not as complicated as women's. Like women's has the waist and the area, shoulders, and all other. Men's just have top and bottom. That's all, right? So, and also most of our customers are not super like runway guys. They don't want like super interesting, trendy streetwear. They usually just want the looks polished, put together. And if you open their closet, they only have been wearing 5 brands: Lululemon, Nike, Banana Republic, Boost Brother, and that's about it. So it tend to not very hard to get them right. And what we do is usually the first 1 or 2 shipment, we try to say something that we know for sure it fit 99% of the time. Every time we send these type of things go out, people will say, I love it. This is so great. And they will buy it. And starting from there, we will learn more about your behavior and personalities and goals, etc. And we start push you out of comfort zone. Okay, how about you try this? You never try streetwear. How about now there's some Japanese new brand? You say you never wear green. How about try olive green? Wow, this is amazing. And then they start realize that they can wear different type of color more than blue. Because when I ask our customer when they sign up, what stuff that you want? Blue, bottom up, short. That's it. Everybody have the same ask for the same thing. So we do find that over time for sure is better, and that's also why machine learning in AI what's did it for.
The 2.5 years ago when you started the business and where you're at today, has it evolved to become something more and different, or has it followed this trajectory that you thought it was going to be on?
I think both. I think one thing haven't changed is our mission. Like our mission is to help people to achieve their goal. As an immigrant woman with color, feel that always feel like I want someone like my best friend behind the theme, just like a gadget guy behind the movies for those superhero, just like a fairy godmother for the Cinderella, just like your executive assistant or your breakfast service. People want to be taken care of. People want to be always ready. And a lot of time we just need that one affirmation. Why people hire executive coaching? You go to executive coaching session, they say nothing. They just say, how do you think? And you figure out yourself, right? But just many times you need that second opinion to help you. And the mission has been there and continue be the same. Like we found our customer, for example, we have a guy a few weeks ago. He said, I just want the outfit to win this case at court. That's it. He's getting divorced. He's fighting for his children. He wants to make sure he gets the right of the children when he walk out the court. He doesn't care what he wear, red or blue. And we have customers say, this is my first time going on datings. I haven't been dating for 5 years. I'm an entrepreneur, been really busy, and I have just starting dating. I want something that I feel like myself, but also can make people feel like wow and showcase my personality. And I think they haven't changed. And so there's on the sustainability side. Today, we help brand monetize unsold inventory and then instead of burning them, but most importantly, we give them data so then they know what to produce next year. However, what has been different is we found out that we are actually a data company. So when I work with fashion brand, at the beginning, we thought they only care of those unsold inventory become money. Send me instant inventory, I send pay you money. That's it. They will say, I don't care. I just want to get rid of those inventory. That's it. But I can tell you starting from month 2, their behavior change. They will say, Oh, when are you going to send me the report for the customer feedback? Oh, do you have benchmark on me compared to other competitors in the US? Do you know what people are looking for? That's not, you see, there's a gap in the industry because for them, making more money next year is way more important than just get rid of inventory last year. So we realize that our data is actually gold. We know the true quality of a garment better than any single brand. Today, if you look at people's website, the one with most marketing dollar is most sustainable because they say so. But we are at Taylor. We actually truly know. I can tell you which brand actually is more sustainable, is more better duration, and can last longer and more washes.
So you didn't know that was going to be a part of the business.
We didn't know. We kind of thought about that, but we didn't know how tangible. Because right now, every month we have one supplier is a conglomerate in Asia. They have 200 billion like revenue every year, and every month the chairman of the company came to our customer service meeting. Chairman of a company with my intern of analyst. Like he said, tell me what people are saying about my product because entering a market in the US is 42 times bigger than Taiwan, 17 times bigger than Australia. So for enter this giant market, the insight from the customer, oh, you just need 1 inch more in the sleeve is super valuable.
Yeah.
Way cheaper than McKinsey, way cheaper than Hire Nielsen's, and way cheaper than building a new company registered in the US and hire their own team.
So you're finding yourself not just selling the service and utilizing their products and their garments, you're actually a partner for them now.
That's right. Well, I found that we are more of a Google thing, which is we are our customer side of business is where for us to generate insights. And those insights is monetizing back to the fashion brand, which will really help them to predict what's going to sell. And predicting what's going to sell is a giant business because today, if you look at Shein, lots of them high, like $1 billion company, what the problem they are solving is that they help people to reduce inventory. But the way they are solving it is that I don't produce anything until I know the demand. But because in order to do so, then they generate a whole bunch of junk. Because in order to produce really quickly, those things can only be wear one time, twice, and then you go to landfill.
That's where
so
the
they
waste comes
solve
from.
one problem, create another one. We're solving the same problem, but using the way that's more sustainable.
That's so good. What do you think your customer number can be? So let's say you're out 5 years, right? Not all your IQ and all this stuff, but out 5 years. How many customers do you think that Taylor will have in 5 years?
Yeah, to be very conservative, because my co-founder was an auditor, so we are super conservative when it comes to projections. She's like, "Are you sure? Can you prove it?" You look at Newly, 500 million revenue, 300,000 customer. Today they are 10 companies, a woman's rental company space, and together, still less than 1% of apparel market. Just apparel is a giant market. Men's apparel is a $140 billion market. And guess how much percent in the total apparels were actually for men?
I wouldn't have thought it was that high. I wouldn't have thought it was that high.
42%. In fact, most of companies go after the 58% because yes, they are right. A woman's market is bigger, so we have to go to a bigger one. So 58% is super
42 is a lot though, but 42 is a lot.
Exactly. It's a lot. And where you go to the man today, they buy 10 the same thing. They buy 10 the same thing again and again, right? So today our projection is just simple, small, 100,000 customer. Newly has 300,000 customer in just 5 years. And they are 2 public company, 10 women's company. And we're just projecting to be 1/3 of one of the 10 women's rental company. And that will get us into 150 million revenue per year. Still super conservative compared to the 500 million revenue that is already showing in the public company today.
But I bet your margin at 150
Exactly.
it's way better than theirs at 300.
Mark, you are good. You are very good. Because why? Because men love to buy. Our number one feedback from our customer is, can you sell me more stuff? Why? Because they are not buying the clothes.
Yeah.
They are buying the service.
Yeah.
It's like your assistant. If he or she can only order lunch for you, he or she isn't great enough. Like he or she will need to also do like cut a video of a podcast and also promote on social media and book a speaking engagement for Mark, and also order the lunch and then the bus for the whatever conference, right? So our customer asks us, can you sell me shoes, accessories, Valentine's Day gift? Can you tell me where to cut my haircuts? Would you recommend me Christmas gift for my wife and husband? And so we see our customer using us as a one-stop shop. When they know what to buy, they go on Amazon. When they're not sure what to buy, they come to Taelor.
Yeah, like your CAC ends up being spread out over multiple platforms. So even if it's the same number that it normally is for a marketplace for a woman, then you're selling that same guy so many more things and services. That's what's happening. Yeah.
It's just like Uber is actually low margin, but Uber bring you Uber E, which is much higher margin, right? Because then you have the same person with longer lifetime value. And that's why people tell me, oh, I heard of the Rent a Runway 15 years ago. They are not that profitable when they were just doing the one-time dress. It make a lot of sense. Like, why would you wear the same dress to a party? But then lifetime value is low because you only do it once a year. But they now change it to subscription model and they sell everyday wear because then you rent every single month. Like for me, I haven't been buying any clothes for 10 years. 10 years. Earrings, bags, sunglasses, just like my Netflix show. I don't buy DVD anymore. When do I need to buy DVD? I open it. I don't own any of the show. But when I want to watch, it's there.
You've turned the garment business into a SaaS model. So good. So good.
It's more of a demand model. Nowadays, everything's on demand, right? 10 years ago, we only rent car once a year when you go on holiday vacation. Now you open your Uber, you're renting car every single day.
Every day. Where do you find your passion from this? Where do you find it?
I think I really found it when for people to help them to get ready for the day. Immigrant from Taiwan, when I came to the US, my English was so bad. I remember people, one day a guy asked me, Anya, are you seeing someone? And I turn around and look at my bags. I don't see anyone here. Do you see a ghost?
He was wanting a date. The
guy never asked me out. He thought it was a soft no. But I just didn't know. English is hard. Are you seeing someone? No, I don't see anyone here. Right? So
help people in their day better, prepare for their day.
Yeah, better prepare. So I remember when I was going on like first interview, it was 2008 when Lehman Brothers went bankruptcy. And I remember everyone is laying off people. When I go on job interview, I always hope there was someone tell me like, yeah, I think you are ready to go. Yes, you looks fine. Yes, I think how you say this is great. I turned out that end up reach out to 500 people and then went on New York and LA for 2 months and talked to those 500 people from 2000 Northwestern University alum. And then end up that I got all of the information interview. I met with New York Times CEO, CNN, VP, but nobody was hiring. And I used those information. I reached out to a farmers magazine company and I say, hi, I think that you can take advantage of from some idea that those big media companies are doing. Would you like to hear what your competitors are thinking? And she met with me. I put together a business plan. I recommend them to build a new digital marketing departments. And for that, they can make money from those new marketing service. And I also recommend her to hire someone who is out of college, have a little bit understanding of marketing, knows digital. And I happen to know someone, her name is Anya Cheng. So she asked me, okay, this sounds like interesting idea for a new department. Do you want to be a contractor? My English was really bad. I didn't know what contractor mean. I said yes. I went home, I Googled. I didn't know why she want me to be a plumber. Contractor. I Google contractor. It's all about plumber. Here am I, 15 years from there, I get to Target and McDonald's and eBay and Meta, and now here I am with Taelor AI.
How much of it is done with AI? Of all the operations of your business, how much is AI based?
take the productivity aside, which everybody is doing, right? So from the marketing side and from the operation side, projection of the analytics and finance, etc. Those were productivity tool that everybody is using using AI, engineering tool, QA tool. Mostly we use AI for styling. That's AI stylists because our customers are buying two things. Number one, they are buying styling service. They don't want to pick their own clothes. They don't know. If you ask them to pick, everybody will pick blue Bruce Brothers shirt. That's it. Right? So that itself was a very expensive business. When in Hollywood, the celebrities human stylists cost $350 per hour. They will bring you to department store, shop around, and it's not including any price of the clothes that you buy. Right? That's why only rich people has personal stylists, or once in a while you will do a tailored things and tailor made to you something. But nowadays with AI, whatever they do for like 3 hours and it can be done in 3 seconds. So our AI would read like customers' preference, their goal. We know the quality of a garment, and most importantly, we know the true preference of a customer. Think of this. When you go Nordstrom to buy something or not, it's not because you like it. It's because of how much is it, right? If you don't like it, it's $10 per piece of a giant goods, like $100 thing. You're going to buy it. But in our model, it's more like how you pick the show on your Netflix that you like it because you already pay a monthly fee. So we know the true preference of customer, and also AI only know the past. AI doesn't know the future, right? But we are partnering with 300 fashion brand. They are doing something for the future. So we combine those unique data through human stylists, future brands. We also bought two companies. They used to be those human styling company for people in Hollywood, and we acquire their data, not acquiring the company, just their data, and then we put into our module. So then we build it on top of large language model like OpenAI. So as they grow, we also grow, but we are always one step ahead because we have our proprietary data.
So good. We have to be careful though, because AI might be the next company that you're doing, and there might not be a founder anymore.
It's possible, but I also think it's more of like co-pilots right now. We still have human stylists because our customer, they do want to make sure it's perfect. No one want to be the prompt engineer. And our customer also like to be engaging. And our human stylists train our AI, vice versa. Our AI look at what human stylists final collections and to customer. We just won the American Marketing Association award on the marketing side because we use AI, human in the loop. We ran very high on ChatGPT. We got 10 million impression on ChatGPT because today, when you go on ChatGPT asking for fashion trend, the answer is actually from Taelor. How? We start by thinking about what customer will be asking for ChatGPT, which is very different from you Google. When you Google, say 10 restaurant best in DC or Cincinnati. But then in ChatGPT, you will say, I'm Mark, I'm a famous guy, I have bring out my family to this inn, and this person doesn't eat spicy, this person likes seafood, and da da da. And then would you recommend your restaurant? Right? So we figure out what are the question people ask, in what way. We have marketer write down information. We use all AI to augment the information. We have human stylists to adding information to it. We send it to AI again, and then we send it to a customer. When customer renting clothes, they get styling tip. Wear this top with a black jogger and then with a white sneaker that you look great for day night. Then customer provide feedback and the feedback back to the system. So you see AI, human, and everything 100% automated. And that's how we are able to get rank very high on ChatGPT. So I would say human is always there, but it's just working very differently.
Well, marketing and branding has changed. This is changing the world. What are you doing? What's your approach to market and brand Taelor? I mean, you're on podcast, you're having the conversation, but what's the marketing approach? What do your marketing meetings look like? What do they sound like?
So I'm actually teaching marketing at Northwestern University. What we have found was number one, what we found our customers are not just about renting clothes. It's about getting a higher chance to succeed. That's what they are truly buying. Just like you, when you buy Coca-Cola, is you're not just buying a soda. You're buying the feeling of freedom, the freedom of relax, right? So while customers are buying a higher chance to succeed, they are buying a peace of mind. They are buying the confidence. They are buying the style to help them be a better person, look at the best version of themselves. We also have found that we have great synergy with dating side. Of course, single guy want to look great. It's too cheap if you spend $100 to get a girlfriend, boyfriend, right? We also found great synergy with corporates, and because we found companies, they want a great gift to actually help their employee looks good. It's really sensitive to implement like dress code. Like we have a customer with law firm, they want their employee all looks great, but it's really hard to say this means looks great, that means doesn't looks great, right? It's very sensitive. So instead of implement dress code, they offer this as a employee gift and per. So as a new hire, you all want to look great first few months. You feel worried every morning, you don't have time, and then they use their service. So what we have found was those B2B2C partnership and B2B sales, and also podcasts, like the service need a little bit explanation. Like Mark, you asked me, how does AI work? Right? We are different from just a CPG company. I show a can of soda, then you understand, right? So people need to maybe explain a little bit. So we found like influencer, podcast, word of mouth community event has been super helpful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a new world and it's changing so fast. And so now it was, all the way back in Google, it was Google AdWords, right? 20 years ago. And then now we have the evolution. It was how could you end up at the top of the search on Google if it was done right? But now with chat, the engagement, it's a race there. Is it going to be Perplexity? Is it going to be Chat GPT? What's it going to be? And so that's what I was wondering from your marketing brain and everything you've done. How is AI coming into the mix of marketing now? How is that impacting it? You're running your business and evaluating it for AI to serve the customer better, but the marketing.
Yeah, I think the things that won't change is still the kind of the basic stuff. For example, your message house. Like, oh, I'm going to say, for example, I say Taylor is convenient, but then what's the true thing to support that? Okay, because you don't have to do laundry, that's convenient. Convenient. You don't have to do shopping, that's convenient. Whereas second, I'm going to say Taylor help you to be more successful. Why? Oh, because we ask your goals, and if you want to get a job, get a day close deal, we make sure the outfit is for the goal, right? So I think that those fundamental things will not go away. When also on the branding side, right? For example, we think Taylor on the branding side, if Taylor is a person, Taylor is definitely your magician. Similar to brand like Disney's, because we are your fairy godmother, right? What can be more magician than that? But we also think Taylor if it's a person, the brand archetype could be Lular. Lular are like brand like BMW, right? It's super successful bands, like successful, and more like McKinsey, like successful leader. So because most of our customers are ambitious and they want to be successful. So I think those things fundamentally won't change. But of course, execution change a lot. Right now, AI generating image, AI generating copy, videos, and a lot of AI changing of outfits, so you don't have to do photo shoot of your models anymore, and you also get AI to help to cut a video after video production, so then you can do small short videos on TikToks and all of those things. But I would say I still truly believe that AI human, AI human. I was in a conference of a CMO conference like few months ago. I was a speaker there. They asked me the question like, do you think the generalist will be more valuable or specialists will be more valuable in the era of AI? And I can tell you 4 panelists, we all have different answer. Some people think, well, generalists will be more important because AI can do specialty stuff, but you need general person to figure out what to do. While some people think specialty person will be more important because AI can be the junior intern for a certain thing,
Yeah.
but you need to be really expert. I
Yep.
think both of them could be right. Like you still need a mastermind, and then you need AI can be your intern, while you also are the expert to really get to the last milestones.
So it's still underpinned with human behavior at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think
Right.
it's still working different. Like 20 years ago, we say, oh, radio is all dying. No one will listen to radio anymore. Today, people listen to podcasts, right? It's the same thing. It's just the
We're still
way.
listening. It's just what's the way we're listening.
Yeah, the way is different, right? And how you run the show is different. Used to be this like 20 seconds and then again another 30 seconds and 3 minutes, and now it's all different. You just problems still there, it never change. It's just the way to solve the problem is change over.
Yeah. The do you think that in another 2.5 years, do you think you're going to be still as passionate about doing this, or will you hand this current passion for this role off and your passion will change and it'll be something else?
I know it's hard to say, it being startup founder every day is so different. One thing I would say that is I do really love being an entrepreneur. I think it's really, really hard and very, very challenging. But people ask me what's feel like of being a startup founder. I say, look at your back of a career. In my 15 years in Meta, eBay, Target, McDonald's, I had up and downs, right? So the ups and downs, but it might happen in 5 years, and in startup world those level of up and down, you all happen within 5 months. You just, if you want something that's really like in a very short period of time, high intensity of high reward, but also like a lot of frustrations, that's what startup life is for. I'm not sure, but I think for sure I will still be similar in the entrepreneurial space, and I think that's something I really love to do. And I didn't know that I will do that. In the last 15 years, when I worked for big tech company, I always thought only rich people, rich kids, with those wealthy legendary family can be a founder. And I thought I'm just a regular person who work hard and have good job, good educations. But then after, I always look for like 0 to 1. I build like Facebook shopping when they don't have shopping. I build eBay's Latin America and Africa business. I just always love 0 to 1. And after becoming a founder, I realized I was born to be a founder.
Yeah. Isn't it the same skill set, right? You're just the founder now. The 0 to 1, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's very, very similar. Of course, there's other thing to learn, like being an entrepreneur without big companies. And when I was at Meta, anyone will talk to you because you are working for Meta, right? So now we sell the company brands, and you may have to find opportunity and resources. What people respect you is no longer the name of your company or not even your company, right? It's really they respect you because you are a person who bring value. You are a person who being admired by someone. So at the beginning, I found it hard because when I go to Chamber of Commerce, for example, everybody, when I was working for Meta, people were like, wow, Meta, and people come and talk to me, right? And now being a startup founder, oh, you are CEO of Taelor. Okay, what's Taelor, right? So at the beginning, you feel like some people sometimes we were in a networking event, people will refer you to another person, not because they want to help you, just they try to get you out of their way so they can talk to some rich people, right? So at the beginning, I felt sad about those things, but then quickly I discovered it's a blessing because you actually can see people's true color. You know who is helping you, and people talk to you, respect you because you have a quality conversation, because you bring values to them, because you are a good person.
It's an opportunity for you to refine your skills too and your pitch, right? Because I think maybe as a founder, what you have to become is you have to become the visionary salesperson because you're selling every day.
That's right. You are selling to your interns. Say, hey, don't go intern at Google. Come work at Taylor. Right? You're selling to your supplier. Hey, besides selling to Macy's, now you can work with Taylor through these revenue share models, and you sell to your investor for sure. Hey, this is something you can get 50x in 5 years, and because look at what Newly does, the investor clearly already make so much money. So you're selling every day. And I think a lot of founder has like, what's the best way? I don't know yet, but I would say people can only believe in you if you believe in yourself. Right? So when I started being a founder, I thought like, how do I know? I don't know. I'm just a startup founder. But then one time I went to a startup competition, found 4 more judges, 42 of them. I practiced perfectly of my pitch. I went on pitch. The judge asked me one question. I stunned. I couldn't answer at all. Not because I didn't know the answer. I did. Because in my head, I was thinking, oh, this practice judge number 37 asked me this question, which I put in appendix number 2. The answer was what? I didn't believe I could answer the question. But after that, of course, I lost the competition and I realized I totally know the answer. And I learned that only after you believe in yourself, then other people will believe in you.
Yeah, so good. The Are you happy that you spent all the time that you did at those other companies? Do you look at that as more of an education to prepare you for this, or do you wish you would have started and been a founder sooner?
It was a good education, and I was just last week. Someone asked me like, "Oh, if one day you sell the company, who do you sell to, and how do you know they will be interested?" I was like, "Oh, that's easy because it's like 6 months ago when I was preparing my exit strategy for investors, I used one day, just one day. I text my old friends, chief product officer at Nike, chief product officer at Lululemons, and SVP at Amazon, who are my Chicago Bulls classmates. In just one day, I talked to every single C-level of a potential acquirer from my 30 company list. One day. Text them, they get the answer, good job, I'll call the next day. That's it. So I felt so much blessing of my experience and connections. One thing I do regret though was that I didn't truly learn or get myself involved. I feel like when I was working for big tech company, for example, I could have probably investing in company. Then I would start getting involved. I could probably advisor more for startups. So I start getting involved. I could probably be freelance more or consulting more so I can get involved. So because I think the ecosystem of startup is really big and very small at the same time. So people knows people. So like the very quickly people like and by investing you know a lot. Even for crowdfunding, $100 you can invest, right? Typical startup, you can invest 25,000. It's not a big deal for people who work for Fortune 100 company. So, but for that, you can actually get involved and start learning how people are thinking company, how other founders are doing. And I think they will accelerate my entrepreneurship even more.
Yeah, I think maybe Sheryl Sandberg back in the day, the book Lean In, right? She was on to that.
Yeah, I think so for sure. And I think coming from Asian culture, one thing we are not as good as American is that we are a little bit lack of curiosities. We are a lot more like goal driven. It's like, hey, if you want to get this score, study this ABC. Yes, I got number one. While I do love a lot of my American students, now I teach at Northwestern University. I found that best school and best students, they are usually those that are most curious. They do things without knowing they have to do it. They just do it because they are curious about why. While when I grew up in Taiwan, it's all about what. You need to study this. What? Right? And then while I will start working for big tech company, the what become more how. This is a strategic framework. This is how you do it, how you think about it. But I realized to be very, very successful, and I see my students who are best performing, they care a lot more about why. So I will encourage myself, like if I look at my young ones, I be more curious for stuff that you don't think will be valuable yet. Just get yourself out there and start learning.
So good. Hey, another question here. I could talk to you forever. You're obviously highly intelligent and smart, and you're really passionate and committed. When you are raising capital for a business, how have you learned to evaluate that? Whether you raised it now, whether it was the co-founder, how have you learned to successfully evaluate what capital, who, and where do you go to raise that? Not so. Let's say you're not desperate, right? So you like, if you had 2 or 3 or 4 options and all these people want, how do you select the best partners and the right investors?
So what and how and when is back to more like your big companies budgeting seasons, right? You have different milestone like and then the milestone, if you are not sure, you can easily look at like, hey, typical Series C company, they have like 2 million revenues or 1.5 million revenues. And then a Series A company, maybe 5 million revenue, whatever number that makes sense for your industry. I'm sure you ChatGPT, you will find those answers. And then from there, you work backward. Like, okay, if I need to get this revenue or this number of customers, then I will need to do ABC. For example, when we first time raised, we were just having idea. that's it, because I have 15 years of beautiful resume, and I start a company with my MBA classmates who was used to work for pre-IPO company and ran their operation and finance. And we went to Chicago Booth MBA together. So all we did was we post in our alumni group, WhatsApp group, and say who want to invest, and then we raise $1 million. And so, but then from there, we know we have to get to like few $1 million revenue in order to raise C round successfully, right? So you work backward, like, okay, in order to do so, I will need hire AI engineers. I will need to, which I hire my old boss as Zohir, who was a chief data officer at eBay. And we know that we need to partner with fashion brands. So we hire people from Pumas and Victoria's Secrets and Zappos. And in terms of who, I think it's important to diversify the cap table, because think of like, I got 2 master degree, Northwestern University, University of Chicago. A lot of people ask me like, why don't you just doing the second MBA from the same school? I say, no, I don't want to, because then I can only tap on one alumni pool, right? I need two, right? The same thing, your Silicon Valley investors, they kind of know the same people. And so, for example, we just got a new investor in New York, and they have big footprint in Los Angeles and Australia. Amazing, because my previous investor in Silicon Valley wouldn't have those resources, right? Or we have new investor, they were early investor of TSMC and NVIDIA. We wouldn't have these semiconductor technology type of industry, high net worth and connections without this new investor. So I think diversify as much as you can. And also, one thing I learned after becoming a founder is that when I first start a founder, almost like when you are going job interview, although you do want a job, but many times like after the conversation, you kind of know that's it. I like you. I think this is right. You cannot tell why Israel is this right size company, is right growth, is right rule. No, you cannot tell. It's like getting on a date. Why you like this guy? I don't know. You just feel right. Right? So at the beginning, I wouldn't appreciate that. I feel like I need to try to impress every single person. If they say, I want your IPO, we'll talk about IPO plan. If you want the asset, I'll tell you my asset strategy. But then I quickly discovered those deals never go through, because you are not really trying to impress the person, and you just don't get it. So don't waste your time. Go on and see if the chemistry is right, and you will realize when you meet the right person, you know is it. Like they help you discover your potential. Oh my God, you are a data company. Yeah, we are a data company. They actually see you better than you.
I can tell learning and education is just, it's how your brain works. You're learning at every moment all the time. It's tremendous. So thank you for joining us, but give us because Taelor is spelled Taelor, right? So you're going to employ all the men. I think we have 67 or 68% of our audience is men. So there you go. So we flipped the script. If 58% of the garment business and fashion is women, well, today 67% of the listeners are men. So all of the men need to go to Taelor. Here's the marketing pitch, and go and sign up so that they can look better, but most importantly, look clean.
That's right. Holidays are around the corner, right? You want the least thing to think about is a holiday shopping and look great, presentable for your family reunions and to meet your in-laws. Sign up Taelor, that's TAELOR.STYLE, Taelor.style. Use the code podcast25, PODCAST 25, podcast 25 to get 25% off first month. And look great this holiday season, and no laundry.
And you'll be clean.
That's right.
Hey, thank you for joining us. I know you're really busy, and thank you for sharing this, not only the business and the brand of the market, but just the idea behind it and the human beings that are doing it.
Yeah, and if you are partners, investors, matchmaking company, executive coaching, or a company who just want to help your employee look great, and holiday gift, the better gift than chocolate and wine will be our gift card. And reach out to me. My email is Anya, ANYA, at TAELOR.AI.
Awesome. Hey, thank you for joining us today.
Right, thank you.